Friends, welcome back to another live. Super happy to have you here. We have an exciting one as always. So today we're speaking about copywriting. It's gonna be a quick chat. We're going to try to keep it under 30 minutes. So let's get into it. So as you know, most of you run e-commerce stores, run Shopify stores, etc. And a big part of e-commerce is the actual copywriting. So Gabriel, what is actually copywriting? It's basically the sales copy. Whatever you write on your website, and if you have an intent to sell, this is basically copywriting in simple words. So as you know, this is one of the most important parts along with images, videos, etc. If you watch my previous live where I actually review Shopify stores, I always emphasize about your product descriptions, actually making it dynamic so you actually incentivize people to finish reading, okay? So it's not only about having awesome pictures or amazing videos, just telling you about the actual product or service that you're trying to provide, but it's also about telling a story, okay? It's actually to go ahead and target the ideal pain points for each behavior of the person that's reading, so we can actually go ahead and get a sale, okay? So there are a lot of things involved in this, and that's why I always try to, when I teach copywriting to my coaching students, even to my clients, when I try to explain, we always go ahead and start with a small interview that we can actually get to know the client, and then we start applying that into research so we can actually start getting to know the target audience, okay? So it's a combination of both things. So before we start working even with any kind of Shopify and even any service-based business, we always try to start with the actual copywriting, okay, with the actual letters, etc. Then we take that and then we transform that into videos, photos, etc., because it's a lot easier. If you try to do it first with videos and photos and try to do everything from backwards, it'll be a little bit more difficult because you actually don't know your target audience, you don't know the pain points, etc. So today, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to divide this live in 3 portions. As always, I try to keep it as simple as possible so you can actually follow along, and then you'll be able to apply these methods super easy, okay? So after you finish this, you just go ahead and start thinking about these methods, strategies, etc., so you can go ahead and implement it inside your store, okay? So today we are actually focusing on this book right here. This book is an amazing tool that you can actually use to understand how to do copy the right way. So there are many ways that you can actually go ahead and implement copywriting. There are many authors, and this is not something that just came up like yesterday. This is something that's been going around for years and years. So since infomercials, for example, since people, they were receiving sales letters over the mail, etc. This is a skill that's been like present for a long time, but now it's more of a combination between images, videos, and copy, okay? Some people, when they visit your product, when they visit your actual store, product page, or whatever landing page that you have going on, some people like to see an actual video. They are visual learners, so they are actually going and clicking the video first before reading the long sales copy that you have. But other people are actually more readers. Some people just go ahead and skip the videos, skip the photos, and just want to get as much detail as they can from the product or service that you're trying to provide. So that's the smart combination that you need to have when you actually start doing these kind of things. You need to have a balance. You have to have both present inside your Shopify store or your website, okay? So today I'm taking you through a journey, a ride inside this book. So I'm going to be covering maybe the first chapter, so we don't get too into it, we don't get like too long. So later on, in future life, I'll be deconstructing other theories that Jim Edwards talks about here. But just to keep it as simple as possible, let's start from the beginning. So from this book. So the first pages, you will see that Jim explains about copywriting, what it actually is. So we're basically targeting the hopes, fears, dreams, and desires to motivate people to buy. Okay, so this is the main thing that we talk about when we first get into the book. We get to know about his story and all of this, and how he got to be one of the best copywriters at the moment. So then we actually get into the topic, and we actually start learning about what it's all about. So it's a mixture of psychology, it's a mixture of human behavior, etc. So sociology, all of this. So to be able to understand and write all of the things that we need to say about our product or service in a way that people actually want to read. Okay, so this is something that's super necessary, and it's something that you need to be able to implement right away, and you need to start sharpening your skill, your copywriting skill. Okay, so then he starts saying that anyone can actually go ahead and get better at copywriting. So as you know, we all started from 0 years old, and now maybe you're 30 years old, 40, whatever age you are, and you can actually go ahead and start learning it right now, and you can get better by the date. Okay, this is not like a skill or something that you are born with, etc. Copywriting is something that you can get good at. Okay, if you put the time into it, you'll become a great copywriter, and you'll be able to say things in a way that actually make an impact. So either if you're selling whatever kind of things you're trying to sell, if you have a great copywriting method, you'll be way ahead. Okay, so this will work when you're trying to actually create, for example, video copy for videos. Okay, so you can actually go ahead and implement this and have a bigger impact. People will watch your video longer, etc. So make sure that you actually start implementing these tips that I'm going to talk about as soon as you can. Okay, so then he goes into what I just told you. Nobody's born knowing how to write copy. Okay, like you're not born just like, oh my god, I'm like a super good reader, or I'm a writer, or whatever you're trying to do. So you can sharp this skill. Okay, you can get better at it. So learning these techniques will actually change your life in a way, because you'll be seeing things a little bit different. Okay, you'll be seeing things when you go and walk down the street. You will see billboards, you will see things, and you will see the actual impact that each piece of writing has. So make sure that as soon as you start implementing this, you need to be more present. Okay, you'll be more aware of your surroundings, and you'll be able to take these words from different contexts, and you can understand what's the psychology and the behavior that's going behind these kind of advertisements, etc. So this is something that it will change your life after you start learning how to do proper copywriting. Okay, so always have that in mind, that after you start this journey of learning how to properly write, how to put the words in a sense that impacts people and behavior, there is no going back. It's a journey it's just amazing, because after this it will be so much easier for you to put any business and to get the ball rolling for your Shopify, for anything that you do in life. Okay, so one of the tips is read as much as you can. Okay, we're talking from books about marketing, books about digital marketing, and even books about psychology, and also try to read marketing material from your competitors, also from leaders. Like, for example, you can go to top companies that they had a huge impact. So for example, you can go to the stock market and look for companies like public companies that they had an amazing growth within the past 5 years, and you can go ahead and see what are their marketing campaigns, etc., and just consume as much content as you can, but not only for the sake of consuming the content, but to actually go ahead and find the meaning of the words. Okay, what they are using this specific sentence here, what they are trying to do what's the main goal of this specific campaign? So ask these questions so you can actually understand what's going on, okay? So this tip is read as much as you can, okay? And then commit at least 30 minutes a day, okay? So if you start doing this at least 20 to 30 minutes every single day, you'll be able to create a habit of learning and actually understanding digital marketing, okay? I started this journey, for example, around 5 years ago, okay? I started with video production, just writing like scripts and all of this, but it's been a long process, okay? It's not something that came just like that. I'm constantly consuming digital marketing content. I'm consuming copywriting, etc., so I can understand how to actually communicate better. So this is something that as soon as you start researching, this is something that at least 30 minutes a day you'll be able to get better, okay? And then later down the line you'll be at some point a master copywriter, okay? Then, so to get into it, the first secret is to actually find your why, okay? So what's the reason why? So let's say that you're selling shoes, or you're selling athletic wear, or a protein, or whatever you're trying to sell, okay? Find the why, find the reason why people want to buy this product, okay? If you don't have a reason, that's the main problem, okay? So you need to work from you need to be working just finding problems, and then after you find the problem, try to find out the solution to that problem. Don't start chasing the money, because it gets harder if you go just thinking about, okay, I just want to make as much money as possible inside my business and all of this. If you start just shifting your mindset and you start looking for the actual problems and then look at solution to that problems, to those problems, you actually will find the money, because obviously people pay to have their problems solved, okay? So inside this book right here, Jim talks about the 10 main reasons why people buy, okay? And each one of them, I see them as a category, okay? It's a specific niche inside this inside the world of e-commerce, online marketing, and all of this, okay? So the first one is the make money industry, okay? As you know, there are many people inside this industry trying to sell you different products and services, okay? So people actually want to make money, so this is a whole new industry, okay? So it's not new, but as you know, inside the online business, for example, there is an industry around that, okay? And for example, you have a lot of coaches, you have a lot of people that are public speakers, etc. So this is a whole industry, so people want to actually learn how to make money. So if you have a product or service around this specific industry, you'll have a way to actually target your main customer, okay? So you need to learn how to speak to this specific demographic, okay? Number 2 is the save money, okay? We have the same way, so you can have a product or service that focuses on the save money. The same thing with save time, okay? So some people want to optimize whatever they're doing, they want to get better, okay? Maybe there is a product that helps you save time the same way, okay? These are the main 3 as you think about when you are trying to create copy. If you are new at just writing down, you always go ahead and get into the easy ones, okay? You can save money with me, so because you have 30% off, for example. That's the easiest one. The easiest one that you do, you put a headline in your Shopify and you put like 30% discount, for example. That's a super simple sales copy technique, but as it's simple as it is, you know that everyone is doing it. So if you do the same thing that everyone is doing, you don't have as much as results, okay? So that's why we need to expand, get better at actually recognizing these different industries, okay? So then we have the save money, as I told you. So then you have the make money, because you're actually saving the money. That's the actual, these two are like almost together. Then you have the save time, okay? Maybe you're telling your customer like, listen, if you buy these shoes with me, you'll have faster shipping, so you're saving time. You'll have it in time for Christmas, okay? Maybe there are many strategies that you can do to actually talk about the save time aspect of the things, but as you can see, these are the this is super easy to talk about it, okay? But then it gets interesting because then we have 4 to 10. That's a little bit more in depth. It's something that you actually need to think about, and it's something that you actually need to put the time into writing down the reason why people will buy this product, okay? So number 4 is to avoid the effort, okay? Some people want things easy, okay? That's why Amazon Prime exists, okay? That's why Instacart, so people actually order food from the supermarket and they don't go to the supermarket because they are avoiding the effort of just going out of the house, getting to the car, just looking at the groceries, etc. So this is a huge reason why someone will buy, okay? So that's reason number 4, okay? Then number 5, we have escape mental or physical pain, okay? Some people, this is a huge industry. We know from doctor to therapist to any kind of person trying to get inside the wellness industry, health and wellness, this is a huge impact, okay? So if you have a product or service that actually has this kind of characteristics, this is the kind of copy you need to be thinking about, okay? So you need to emphasize this kind of, words, etc. Then we have number 6, get more comfort, okay? So we're talking about the leisure activities, entertainment, okay? We're talking about hotels, okay, vacation homes, etc. People want to be more comfortable, and even maybe remodelation. So we have people buying furniture, so they want to have a better couch, they want to have a bigger TV, etc. They want to feel more comfort in their lives, okay? So this is something that's another approach of thinking about your products and services in different verticals, and you can target people in different ways because you're making them feel something different than only just saying, okay, you will save more money, this is cheaper, or you will save time, okay? So when you start introducing these ideas inside your copywriting, it starts getting a little bit more complex, and when people start reading, they're like just nodding the head or saying, wow, yes, this makes sense, okay? So just think about this and start just asking yourself, okay, is my product inside this specific point? How can I make that in writing? How can I let the people know about that my product will make them feel more comfortable, okay? So the idea is not like, just let them know like, hey, if you buy this product, you'll feel more comfortable. No, you need to think outside of the box and explain with words, like explain, take them through the hand, by the hand, and just let them know exactly what it means about when you buy the product, why would you feel more comfortable, okay? Then we have number 7, achieve greater cleanliness or hygiene to attain better health, okay? So people want to actually get better. They want to actually always improve themselves. So people that meditate, for example, we have people that want to get on a diet. They want to get better, okay? They want a better hygiene. You have the Dollar Shave Club, for example. You have products that are inside this specific industry, this specific sector. They are actually taking advantage of this kind of copywriting, okay? So think about your product as a whole, okay? And some products, maybe from this list that I'm telling you, maybe you'll have around 5 or 6. So go ahead and exploit these specific points, okay? Then we have gain praise, okay? People want to feel recognized. So if you go ahead and you have a soccer company, okay? Maybe you have a soccer team and you get memberships, so to each player. So you can get many ways to actually get this feeling of praise when you win games, etc. So there are many ways that you can go ahead and implement different kind of copies with these specific topics, okay? So then we have number 9, feel more loved, okay? So this is a huge industry. You know, the love industry is huge. If you sold products during Valentine's Days, etc., you can see that people stop thinking about the money and they're only thinking about the emotion of actually buying the product, etc. So the love industry is huge. So number 9, feel more love, is an actual value proposition and a reason why that takes people, like, they are not prepared for this one. So when you try to involve the loving, the emotions, that kind of things, they will be they'll feel more attached to it. So if your product attaches to this specific topic, you'll be super way ahead. Okay, then lastly we have number 10, increase their popularity or social status. Okay, this is the luxury market. These are people that actually buy watches for investment, or even they pay $40,000 for a watch, for example, or people that like to buy cars, or people that actually buy a membership for a club, or they buy the best table at the club, etc. So this is a kind of things that makes you go up in your social status. So maybe your product goes inside this specific niche, etc. So that's something that you need to think about when you are actually writing content. When you're writing content for your Shopify, etc., these 10 points are necessary. Okay, and as I said, obviously one product won't have the 10, but at least you'll have 5 or 6 points regarding these kind of topics. Okay, so let's go to the page 16 of this book, and then let's go to this specific because Jim gives 10 different questions that you can think about when you actually are actually about to write your copy. Okay, so let's go to page 16 right here, and let's see all the questions that he considers when he's writing copy. Okay, so we have questions you can ask about your product. Okay, so then for the first one we have make money. So what are 5 ways my product or service will help them make money? So go ahead, think outside of the box and find out what can be these 5 ways. Okay, then you have number 2, how can I or my product or service help them save money over the next week, month or year? Okay, so this is a question that you can let them know inside your copy. Okay, if your product falls inside the number 2, which is the save money industry, you'll be able to actually create copy around this question. Okay, then we have number 3, how much time can I save them, and what else could they do with that time? So go ahead and actually describe the feeling of actually having the extra time. So maybe if they buy this specific product, they can spend more time with their kids, family, etc. Or maybe they have more time to spend doing their hobby. Okay, maybe they'll be able to work less time doing this or that, so they don't have to go ahead. For example, let's say that you're selling something to cut the grass. Okay, so this will make it faster, so you'll have more time to watch the Sunday football game, okay, etc. So you'll have a different approach when you're writing copy, because you are getting more creative and you're thinking outside of the box. Okay, then we have number 4, what is something they don't have to do anymore once they get my product or service? And then he puts, this is how you figure it out, how it helps them avoid effort. Okay, so for this one, number 4, we're trying to make it easier for people to do things. Okay, so make sure that you go ahead and ask yourself if your product falls into that category. Then we have number 5, we have what physical pain do I eliminate for them, and what does that mean for their life and business? Okay, so make sure this is huge, because sometimes if you're selling something that is helping people to actually achieve a goal, a purpose, etc., this is a huge question, because sometimes there are easier ways that you can implement a strategy. There are easier ways to actually finish a task, etc. So if your product is inside that niche, again, you can go ahead and exploit this question. Okay, and then we have number 6, how does my product or service eliminate mental pain or worry for them? Okay, so again, it relates a little bit to number 5. So number 6, you're getting more comfort. Okay, then we have number 7, what are 3 ways I or my product can help them feel more comfortable? Okay, so if you're selling mattresses, pillows, etc., so go ahead and describe this specific question. Just let them know exactly, okay, listen, my product will make you feel this and that. When you touch the pillow, be super descriptive of the actual feeling, of the actual action, so they can get and imagine themselves inside using that product. Okay, then we have number 8, which is gain praise. Okay, we have how does my product or service make it easier for them to achieve greater cleanliness or hygiene, etc. Anything regarding wellness or something like that. So the same way, use that question if you have a product that maybe is a makeup product, something that helps them, for example, clean their face after makeup, etc. So go ahead and explain them what life is going to look like once they have that product. Okay, then we have, how does my product or service help them feel more healthy or more alive? Okay, so this one is huge for the wellness community. We have proteins, people selling diets, etc. So this one is something that you need to ask yourself. And then we have number 10, what are 3 ways my product or service is going to help them be the envy of their friends and feel more loved by their family? So as you know, another one, a huge one, people want to feel that they are winning in life, they want to feel better, they want to feel progress. This feeling make them feel a lot better. So when you go ahead and describe that your product or services do something, describe that feeling. Okay, just get them, take them by the hand, and just go ahead and take them 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead, and it will be super easy for them to see the impact that your product has. Okay, and then finally we have, how will buying my product make them feel more popular and increase their social status? The same way. So you're taking, this is a feeling, as you can see, you're not saying, look, my product is awesome, but you're describing an emotion, you're describing an actual feeling. Okay, so this is the way you do proper copywriting. When you have these questions, you can actually go ahead and implement them, and just take from these 10 questions, go ahead and implement at least 5 questions inside your product descriptions, and you will see an increase in sales just by implementing these questions. Okay, so go ahead, give them a try, and let me know in the comments if you did the homework, if you actually sat down a few minutes and just brainstorm. Okay, usually what I do, I have the same kind of questions, I sit down, okay, and then I spend at least 1 or 2 hours just writing down ideas. So from each question, at least I find like 15 or 20 answers. Okay, I try to think outside of the box, and then what I do, I show that to one of my agency co-founders, etc., and then I ask, what do you think about this? Okay, then I go to friends and family and ask, what do you think about this angle? Do you think this is a great way to describe the product? Do you think this is something that makes sense? Okay, and then from that list of many sentences that I have, and then go ahead and trim down to the best 10, and then I can go ahead and start building my product page, and then I will have a winner. Okay, so this is the way that you go ahead and find different angles just by looking at different emotions and the reason why people buy. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and implement that. Okay, so this is secret number 1. Okay, is finding the reason why. Okay, why people need to buy your product, basically. Okay, then we have secret number 2, which is inside page 26 of the book Copywriting Secrets. We have, stop talking about you. Okay, this is huge. Okay, you need to understand that people, they want to know why you are amazing, why your company is the best in the game, what they need to buy from you specifically, because they only care about themselves. Okay, stop saying I. Okay, stop saying we, and start saying more you instead. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that after you've finished writing everything that you do, go ahead and just look about every single time that you say we, I, etc., and then try to start changing that and talk about them. Okay, so when you make your sales copy all about your visitor, you will see an increase in sales right away, because it will happen if you start combining the reason why with this specific way to actually speak, always saying you, etc., or they, etc. You will be able to see something more inclusive. Okay, you stop just talking about you and caring about you and why your product is amazing, and you start talking about their feelings, their needs and wants. Okay, so always go ahead and scroll and start reading everything that you wrote, and just take out the I, me, my, etc. Okay, so make sure that you go ahead and always double check. Okay, so in essence, people that visit your website, your product page, etc., they care about having their needs met, okay? Their problems need to be solved, and you need to make sure that you are super inclusive about that, okay? So that's secret number 2, and it's a huge one. It took me a while to understand that, and then once I did, the change was just amazing, not only for me, but for my clients, and even the copywriting that we write in social media and everything that we do using video marketing, etc. Everything changed, and this applies not only for your Shopify store, but also for the copy that you use in your Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, also the copywriting that you use to create video material. And if you're outsourcing this and you're trying to put like in words, in subtitles and all of this, make sure that you apply these same questions that we talk about, the why, and then you also apply the ones that we just talked about just talking about them instead of talking about you, okay? So that's in page 26 of the book right here. You can go ahead and buy it on Amazon, or you can just go ahead to a library, to your local library, and see if they have it. But just go ahead and go to page 26 and you'll be able to read more about that. But that's huge, okay? That's basically a summary of that page. Then we have the third secret, which is always look around you to be able to learn about copy, okay? So this is huge, okay? When you start actually collecting marketing material, for example, go to your local to your mailbox, okay? Even you open your mailbox and see what's inside the mailbox, and as soon as you see a new marketing newsletter or a marketing flyer or whatever you have in your hands, study that, study why they're doing that, why they're actually spending money on printing that, and see if they're having success, okay? Let's say that if you go to your mailbox once a week, okay, and let's say that you get 35 different pieces of mail, maybe more than 20 is actually advertising material. So go ahead and study why this is working, and if they're sending that, I mean, it might be working for them. So go ahead and study what they're doing, okay? So I have a video doing product research and competitor research. So go ahead and watch that video and apply the same concepts in actually the mail that you're getting. So this is an awesome way to go ahead and study and see at their numbers and see if they're having success doing mail marketing, and the copy they're using when they're printing versus the copy they're using when they're actually doing digital strategies. So you will compare them and you will see what they change, what's different. If they don't change anything, why do they don't make any changes? So start asking questions, start understanding each marketing material that you have a chance to put your hands on. So usually what we do is just go ahead, you go to the mailbox, just take the 30 pieces of mail, just throw away the 20 that are talking about just selling and all of this, and then we keep whatever we care about, and that is it. But now, instead of doing that, go ahead and take the time and read the mail, okay? Read the marketing pieces and understand the phrases, understand the headlines, understand the actual colors, etc. So you can see as a whole and then learn from the best, okay? These people has been doing mail marketing, digital marketing, and all of this for a while, okay? And if you're just getting started, this is an awesome way to actually learn how to actually market your business as a traditional company, okay? However, this is not the only thing, okay? This is not the only strategy that you can use, but as you know, you'll have an edge because sometimes everyone is talking about digital marketing, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and all of this. And sometimes people forget that billboards, mail marketing, even TV commercials, they are like not that relevant anymore, okay? So if the attention is shifting to the digital marketing type, go ahead and actually pay a little bit more of attention in the traditional forms of marketing and see what you can learn from them, okay? Because they still have success. They are having an amazing response because they keep running ads in that way. So go ahead and study their techniques. And maybe you can bring something from that side, from the traditional marketing, TV, billboards, your regular mail marketing, etc. Take it and read, maybe you found an amazing headline, an amazing angle, and then you can reuse that and actually implement that in your website copy, in your ads, etc. And then it's like having an edge. You'll have an advantage when you're running your advertising materials. So go ahead and always look around and start learning, okay? The same way from the TV commercials, instead of just going to your cell phone straight away, just, oh, a TV commercial just came up, go ahead and open your eyes and listen to what they're saying. Oh, they started the sentence with this problem solution statement, for example. So maybe there is a reason why. And then they showed a person running. Why did they show that? And look at the environment, look at the words, listen to the voiceover. So start paying more attention to advertising that's around you, but not in a sense of actually waiting to be sold, because you're not interested about the product or service you're looking at. But go ahead and think as a marketer, okay? Try to understand the strategies that they're using, so then you can go ahead, write that down, and implement and create your own campaigns, okay? So always look around and start learning, okay? So then from that, make sure that you understand and start mastering headlines, okay? So right here, there is a big topic about headlines and how to actually use headlines in your favor and how to actually create them, okay? And it's true, I mean, Jim Edwards explains that headlines is actually one of the best things you can do for your actual e-commerce store, website, etc., because it's the first thing that people read, okay? So if they're not hooked by the actual headline, they won't keep reading, okay? So when you think about your headlines, try to always focus on the problem solution statement and try to make them different and something that sparks curiosity, okay? So they're like, I really want to keep reading, okay? So yesterday I was reviewing over 23 Shopify stores live. You can watch that video in my YouTube channel, and there was one headline that I actually really liked that sparked curiosity, okay? The only thing left was to actually state the problem and solution, but that's the right angle that you need to be following, okay? You want people to always keep reading, okay? One line after the other. You don't want people to read one line and just start skimming, okay? So the best way to do that is to always think about your copy. So my goal for this line is to go to the next line, okay? So that way you're always sure that they keep reading and they are following the story, okay? So that's the main thing. So when you create a headline, your main goal is to get them hooked and then start reading the actual sales letter or the paragraph that's following that, etc. So make sure to always think about your headlines as the main thing, okay? That's the first thing that you need to have nailed, and you will see just by one headline how your traffic, how your clicks will change, okay? So that's why I always recommend to A/B test your headline and see and measure the results that you're getting. Let's say that you're running a Facebook ads and you have two different headlines and you're actually running everything is the same, okay? And then you run two different headlines and then you will see the numbers and the click-through rate and you will see everything, and you will actually see a difference just by the words that you are using, okay? So this is something super important that you need to always take into account. So make sure that you actually start, when you have free time, start writing headlines about your product or service, okay? Then lastly, always pay attention to the sales copy that gets you spend your own money, okay? So the first one I told you, pay attention to all of the sales copy that's around you. But then after that, if you are not actually actively looking sales copy, maybe that week you're super busy, at least pay attention to things that you are buying, okay? Maybe you subscribe to Amazon Prime, for example. There is a reason why you subscribe to that. So go ahead and study the landing page, study the actual ads that you're seeing, and look at the reason why you're actually buying from them, okay? And understand what made you buy, okay? Once you start understanding that, you can actually apply that to your own business, and not only with services, The same thing with products. We are around the season, the Q4, as you know. A lot of products will be sold, and you'll be one of them, in a sense that you'll be buying gifts for your family members, for your wife, girlfriend, etc. So ask yourself why you're buying these products. What's the difference? Like when you visited maybe 3 different stores, why you decided to buy in this specific store instead of the other 2. Okay, go ahead and study these things, and you can actually learn from your own actions. Okay, so make sure that you go ahead and apply this. And then finally, always keep testing and never stop trying new things. Okay, so when I tell you that I constantly A/B testing headlines, etc., I'm always measuring my results. Okay, I have an amazing story. As you know, the agency co-founder Laura Gomez, and she's awesome on Instagram. Okay, she does a lot of Instagram advice. If you go to her YouTube channel, you'll be able to see a ton of advice on Instagram and YouTube. Okay, so one of the things that she does is to actually A/B test the biography inside Instagram. Okay, as you know, there is like a space for 4 different lines, and she's always A/B testing the different headlines, the call to actions, etc. And she has an Excel sheet where she put all of the metrics and the click-through rate, how many people click the website this week, for example, versus the past week. Okay, so she's always measuring the actual performance of the words that she's using on the bio of Instagram. Okay, and the same way you need to be doing the same thing for your Shopify, for your website, or anything that you're trying to do online, and even with your ads. Okay, you always need to be A/B testing different formats, because once you find a winner, that won't be a winner forever. Okay, you will need to be changing that every single time, because trends keep changing, people start doing different things, so the world is running. So you need to always A/B testing and start thinking about new possibilities and new ways to start selling your product or service. The same way, if you just do, for example, your product page once and you're like, well, I'm done and I don't need to do anything else. So my friend, let me tell you that you won't be selling products in the next quarter as much as you did when you first started, just because you're not A/B testing and trying new things. Okay, so you're always evolving and you're always trying new things every single quarter at least. Okay, so go ahead and never stop testing. And that is it for today. We covered 3 important points from this book, but there is so much more inside. So if you want, go ahead and buy the book, go ahead and find it online and read it. Just give it a read. It's just amazing, everything that Jim Edwards talks about, and all the tips and strategies that you can find inside this book. And also maybe next week, or in a few, maybe 2 weeks or so, I can go ahead and keep going, maybe in 3 more secrets from this book. If you liked it, I can go ahead and go over more tips from this book. If you like this format of me reviewing an actual book and just bringing strategies, let me know in the comments. So if you like this, let me know, and just put Gabriel cover more tips from the book, and I'll go ahead and create more life around it. And that is it. I think we're done for today. Super happy to see you once again. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and ring the bell to be notified whenever I'm going live next time. Okay, so I will see you next time, and you take care, and you have a fantastic rest of your day, or if you're already ready to sleep, have a fantastic night. Okay, take care. Okay, bye bye now.